first, Bombers trail 15-11 against Vassar. Here comes some subs. Junie Dixon is in for Jillian Payne on the Bombers.
Shooting 2 for Ithaca, number 24.
And Maddie Ahern comes in for Vassar.
Checking back in was number 11, Junie Dixon.
Drevna, first year, gets set for her first from the line, and it's nothing but net. So now it's back to being a three-point contest. Drevna. Second free throw clangs and eventually finds its way in. 15-13, 158. Vassar immediately picks it back up. They're taking a high-paced approach to this one. Sierra McDermott down to Maddie Ahern. Ahern inside to get Gielb. Gielb underneath. She passes it way back out all alone. 4-3, Julia Harvey. It is rebounded by the Bombers. Clanged off the rim, did not go. And Zoraida Ikabal-Seta picks it up for Ithaca and hands it off to Drevna. Now to Dixon, back inside to Tori Drevna. Foul against the Brewers. They push Tori Drevna.
Yeah, Gelb there thought she could get away with a slick one on the off-ball push. However, the ref saw right through that one. That'll be out of bounds for Ithaca under the baseline.
Hannah Polche will inbound it. She swings it back over to Drevna. Drevna in contest sends it back underneath to Yorio. Yorio, and the whistle blows. It's going to be a travel. Drevna tried to go with it. Sorry, Yorio. And it will be Vassar ball. 1:26 to go in the first. Vassar leading 15-13 as they take the ball towards the midcourt line. By the Ithaca logo. Swings it down to Maddie Ahern. Ahern to Gielb. Gielb far side all the way past, connects with McDermott. McDermott underneath to Gielb at the contested line. Sends it back out a three for Maddie Ahern off the rim. And a lot of these three-pointers cannot find the net as the Bombers rebound. All the way underneath, Yorio can't get it. Back to Ikabal-Seta. They keep it in bounds. Polche tries to slow it down. Under a minute now to go here in quarter number one. Swings it back to Junie Dixon. Dixon, 10 on the shot clock. She's going to have to pass it over to Drevna. Drevna inside, 5 on the shot clock. Here goes Yorio. Pass, Drevna, 3. Got it! 16-15 Bombers, 35 seconds. McDermott passes it over for Ahern. Back underneath, Gielb. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Vassar. Once again, it's Sierra McDermott. McDermott, 25 seconds on the clock, 15 on the shot clock. Vassar, Gielb goes for a 3, and she drains it. Tova Gielb, 15-18 Brewers. 13 seconds on the first quarter clock. Shot clock is off. Wasting clock time, Hannah Polche trying to set it up. Polche goes inside. She goes for the jumper and banks it off the glass. 18-17, and that'll be how quarter number one ends. Bombers up 18-17, down 18-17 on the Vassar College Brewers. And what a first half. A lot of deep shots, not a lot of them going, but the inside glasswork has been the difference maker.
Yeah, for sure, Toby. And also, let's look at Tova Gielb for a second. What an incredible quarter from her. Already 10 of the 18 points for Vassar. I feel like she's been everywhere this entire first quarter. Then looking at it from the Ithaca side, the freshman Tori Drevna off the bench already having an incredible start to this one.
Quarter number two.
2-3 zone, switching it up on the Vassar offense.
goes up for the jump shot off the rim. Sierra McDermott off the rim, and it's picked back up by the Brewers all the way underneath the net. And now a whistle is blown. It's going to be a travel on Vassar. Bomber ball. A wild sequence, and the Bombers now get possession underneath the basket, still up 19-18.
May not be the outcome that Vassar wanted, but you got to look at the positive. They've been grabbing offensive rebounds left and right here in this one. We'll see how that picks up later in this game.
Hannah Polche handed it off to Zoraida Ikaboseta, and a whistle is blown. It's going to be a foul on the Brewers, on Kernick, and so the Bombers will inbound it by their own basket. It's going to be Hannah Polche. Polche looking for a pass. She does get it off to Dixon in coverage. 20 seconds here on the shot clock, 9 on the game clock. Pass inside for Coffey. Cameron Coffey tries to go up, stuffed by the Brewers. Vassar got a hand on it, and they turn it back over their way. Now in flux, deep three. Cannot go. The three-pointer not dropping for either side, and Zoraida Ikaboseta takes it away under the basket. Junie Dixon swings it back out all the way. Cameron Coffey can't make it go. Rebounded by Dixon. Now Dixon for three. Junie Dixon, a senior day special with mustard. 22-18 Bombers.
And the seniors right now, Toby, just letting it fly, and why not? If there's a day to do it, now's the time, and they're getting it done as well. Great shot there by Dixon.
Julia Harvey contested by Ikaboseta, intercepted by the Bombers. Bringing it over, Hannah Polche. Polche over to Dixon. Dixon, another three, misses. Just short of the basket as the Brewers rebound. Brought across the side, Sierra McDermott in contest, goes up for the layup, no good. Bomber ball. Hannah Polche across the midcourt line. Underneath Hannah Polche for the layup and count it. 24-18 whistle blows. Timeout Vassar. Hannah Polche, 24-18, 7:48 to go. And right now, Alec, the Bombers have put on the gas here in quarter number 2.
Well, Toby, everyone's just rallying around the fact that it's senior night, and the crowd is certainly loving it. After that defensive stop by Hannah Polche, she decided to take it the entire way, and the crowd just lit up there, Toby. They are doing an incredible job right now on all facets of the game, getting a bunch of interceptions in that 2-3 zone, which is what they want, Toby, because right now the Vassar, you're seeing it right now, they can't hit the three-point shots, so why not stay in that zone, load up the inside, which is where they want to hit their shots from right now, because that's all they can hit, and the Bombers right now are taking full advantage of it in every sequence.
And I'd say right now, the Bombers being out-rebounded by Vassar, but they are taking advantage of every single rebound they've gotten so far today.
Yeah, Toby, right now, it's just a size difference. Look at Bellatani down low. She is accumulating rebounds left and right. It doesn't even matter if the Bombers jump up with her. When you're that tall at 6'3", it's super easy just to grab those rebounds. It almost looks like old recreational basketball or old club basketball when you had one kid that was 12 years old and somehow 6'5".
As a 6'3" person myself, I can tell you, getting that ball underneath when you're my height, it's not that difficult. Vassar will inbound, and they take it across the line is Sierra McDermott. McDermott hands it off to Julia Harvey. Back now over to Maddie Ahern. Ahern hands it off for the Brewers. Back over to Harvey. Harvey up top to McDermott. McDermott a jump shot, and it doesn't even come close to being picked up as Coffey sends it over to Dixon. Dixon to Jillian Payne. Back to Junie Dixon. Top of the key. Back down to Dubin. Dubin hands it off to Cameron Coffey. Coffey back to Payne. Payne to Dubin. Grayson Dubin in contest, 10 seconds in the shot clock. Swung back out for Junie Dixon. Dixon, top of the key, now for 3 points, nothing but net, Junie Dixon. 27-18, Bombers up by 9, 6:58 to go in the half. Back out Vassar, now back up top in McDermott. McDermott now to the charity stripe, handed off to Tova Gielb. Gielb back out as Maddie Ahern picks it up and beyond the three-point arc. Vassar playing pinball with it. They pass it out now underneath. It's going to be 8 seconds and the shot clock goes up. Can't go. Rebounded by the Bombers, but stepping out of bounds is Annabelle Iorio as she was in contest with Caroline Siekman. And Brewers will get to inbound it just underneath the basket.
And a shocking no call there from the refs. It looked like Siekman just pushed her out of bounds there, but it'll be possession for Vassar underneath the baseline.
So nonetheless, Sierra McDermott will inbound it for the Brewers. 20 seconds the shot clock, 6:34 on the game clock. Vassar passes it out to Giel. Giel now goes inside. Giel with the layup, and Tova Giel gets the Brewers back on the board, 27-20. Dixon, just a little jump pass to Yorio. Yorio underneath to Junie Dixon. How about the senior day special? Junie Dixon, 29-20 Bombers. McDermott to Harvey. Harvey all the way across to McDermott again, who's beyond the three-point line. Passes it well up top. Now back to McDermott, 10 on the shot clock. So it goes over to Ahern. Ahern top to Harvey. Harvey goes for a deep three, and it's good. Julia Harvey, 29-23. That three-point ball goes for Vassar. They're trying to play catch-up.
Harvey was due to make a three-pointer. She does lead this team in points per game for a reason, and we saw it right there.
Cameron Coffey with it on the Bombers' side. Just underneath now, she swings it over. Junie Dixon can't get it off the rim. Went for three, and it's rebounded by Vassar, and they hand it back off to Sierra McDermott. McDermott takes it across, and she slows down the pace here.
Bombers back in that man-to-man defense, switching it up once again.
McDermott trying to call out a play as she hands it off to GL. Now back under to McDermott. The swing doesn't go on the shot, and it's picked up by Junie Dixon. Dixon in heavy contest by McDermott, doesn't get it across the timeline and slows it down. Payne underneath, it's going to be tipped off of a Vassar Brewer and Caroline Siekman out of bounds, and here come the subs for Ithaca. Ikabalseta, Drevna, Watkins all coming for Ithaca. As now getting set to inbound will be Hannah Polche. Polche waits. She will send it under the Ikabalseta, and Zoraida Ikabalseta works her way underneath the layup, 31-23 Bombers. As Mo Reagan makes her appearance in this game for Vassar number 0, she swings it back down. Brewers on the far corner, now back down to Regan. Regan all over to Thompson. Brewers, quick pass on the ball, now 10 on the shot clock. Back over three-point ball, Maddie Ahern, number 3 can't do it, rebounded by the Brewers. Vassar second chance point goes, picked up, and Vassar makes it 31-25.
And Toby, who else but Tova Gelb once again getting the job done. It feels like she is everywhere right now for this Vassar team, keeping them in this one.
As the Bombers underneath, swing it back out, Ikabalseta. Swings it over, Ikabalseta can't pick it up out of bounds. Junie Dixon tried to pass it over, could not make a play on it, and here comes some more subs for both sides. Cameron Coffey comes back in for Junie Dixon as the Brewers bring some more on their side. As Mo Reagan will bring it back for Vassar. 4:10 to go here in the first half. Bombers up 31-25. Brewers inbound, almost touched up. Now they're able to hang on to it. Regan back underneath Vassar. Up top goes Tova Gielb, carrying the Brewers in the first half, 31-27. Cameron Coffey all alone. Three-point ball. Cameron Coffey. 34-27 Bombers.
And just when you thought Vassar could get back in this one, they just crawled out of that huge deficit. And who else but Cameron Coffey to get that one to go.
As Thompson passes it underneath the Brewers, and there's going to be a shooting foul against the Bombers. Appears to be on Tori Drevna, and it will. So Vassar will get 2 from the line, trailing 34-27. 3:33 to go here in the first half between the Bombers and the Brewers. Bombers on top. Listening to coverage of Ithaca College women's basketball here on 92 WICB Ithaca. Bellatani's first shot hits the rim, backboard rim, and then misses. So it stays 34-27. Here comes another. Tawny, that one is good. And Bellatani makes it 34-28 with all threes left on the clock here in quarter number 2. Ikabalseta brings it across the timeline in contest with Mo Reagan. Taking her time to find the setup, and she eventually does, and Hannah Polche. Polche steams inside, now goes to the jumper, misses, rebounded by Tawny, and they're gonna say no foul. Mo Regan brings it back over, swings it back for Gielb. Gielb for the layup, off the rim, no good. Bombers will rebound, and Zoraida Ikabalseta, who picks it up off the court. 3 minutes to go here. Swung back over, deep three, opportunity off the rim. Hannah Polche couldn't make it go. And there's going to be a whistle blown as the Bombers went down to the court. Foul will be on the Brewers, Tash Thompson.
Tash Thompson.
Thompson doing a great job trying to box out Anya Watkins. That could have been a free two-pointer, but the veteran and captain knew that she could not allow that.
So Bombers get to inbound it underneath the hoop. Waiting to throw it is Hannah Polche. She lobs it up for Cameron Coffey, and the Bombers able to hang on to it. Back over to Polche. Polche all the way out to Ika Balsetta. Ika Balsetta won't shoot. Now back to Coffey, 10 on the shot clock. Hand it over, driving in is Tori Drevna, hands it back to Ika Balsetta. That's going to be a charge on Zoraida Ika Balsetta. 5 on the shot clock, and it's going to be Brewer ball.
And talk about a hustle play from one of the stars of this team. Once again, I'm going to keep saying her name the entire day. Tova Jilb getting it done on all sides of the basketball court. Scoring, leading this team in points right now with 16, and also drawing the charge. A coach's dream right there, Toby.
Sierra McDermott hands it to Maddie Ahern. Ahern back over to Harvey. Harvey up top to McDermott. McDermott underneath, trying to go for the layup. Can't go, was it for Bellatani, but it is rebounded by McDermott and the Brewers. Vassar swings it back out, still hanging onto the ball. Sierra McDermott back over bottom to Julia Harvey. Harvey, 7 on the shot clock. She passes inside to Bellatani. Now 4 on the shot clock. Gonna have to shoot it soon as McDermott goes up. Can't go, and it's going to be Bomber ball, a shot clock violation as Vassar rebounds with 0 left on the shot. And it's gonna be Ithaca ball, 2:07 up 34-28. So Zoraida Ikabalseta will bring it over. She just takes a quick pass over to Hannah Polche. Polche to Coffey. Coffey inside. Layup, no good for Anya Watkins. Brewers towards the top of the arc now. Charge inside, and that's going to be a foul on the Bombers all day. And shooting 2 from the line is Sierra McDermott.
Ithaca fouls call number 31, Zoraida Ikabalseta.
McDermott a bit quiet in this game, at least in the scoring column. Haven't seen too much from her this entire first half. Maybe these 2 free throws can get her scoring going. She is one of the top leaders in this team in points per game.
And Ikabalseta will head to the bench for the Bombers. In comes Junie Dixon. 1:46 on the clock. First shot for McDermott is off the rim, no good. States 34-28, 1:46 to go in the first half.
Feel a little bit bad there. My commentator's curse is already coming into effect.
The second from McDermott, neither are good. Bombers stay on top 34-28, and they rebound on the free throw. So Junie Dixon picks it up. She almost loses the ball. It's going to be punched out by Vassar. Going the other way is McDermott. McDermott the layup, no good. Rebound, doesn't go again. Tried to get it in was Maddie Ahern. Excuse me, it was Bellatani who's thrown to the floor. 1:28 to go. Foul on the Bombers. So Ahern, Bellatani will go to the line for 2. But what seemed like an easy 2 points, neither went for the Brewers.
And Toby, it seems like after every offensive play for the Vassar, Bellatani somehow ends up on the ground.
Bellatani's first free throw is good. Looked like for a second it would bounce out off the rim. Bombers don't get so lucky, 34-29, 1:28 to go. The second for Tani is good, and it's 34-30, 1:28. Bombers bring it back over now, picking up the pace on offense. Swung back over for Watkins. Watkins for Dixon. Dixon waits, now passes inside. Gonna have to move it outside. Drevna can't hang on, out of bounds, Brewer ball. A bad pass, Tori Drevna couldn't pick it up between her legs, and the Brewers catching breaks.
And Toby, what was looking like such an incredible quarter for the Bombers, they now only have a 4-point lead with just a minute to go.
So Sierra McDermott will pass it over. Vassar has a chance to get back in this one in half number 1. Tova Giel by the 3-point arc. She passes it out for Julia Harvey. Harvey back to Sierra McDermott. McDermott charges inside. She won't go up, but it's Bellatani, and there's going to be a foul on the Bombers. Drevna arguing that it was not, but that's going to be a clear one against Bellatani, and she will go to the line for 2 again. She has made her 4 free throws in today's game. As Tani's first is nothing but net. the sophomore center, standing at 6'3", one of the biggest players on the court, goes for free throw number 2, and it's 34-32. She drains it. Under a minute to go here in half number 1. Bombers slow down the pace as Hannah Polche just tries to draw the clock out. Their lead trimmed to 2. Polche back down to Drevna. Drevna, Coffey. Coffey goes inside. Coffey, layup, no foul, picked up by the Brewers. As Vassar going the way, Tova Gielb. Gielb, 31 seconds, tipped off the glass, picked up by the Bombers. That was sure to go out of bounds, but no way. Bombers have a 25-second shot clock off. Intercepted, Vassar out of bounds, Bomber ball. What a sequence.
Everywhere you look, Tova Gielb somehow finds her way there. How'd she go from the far side of the court to making the almost assist to getting the interception on the far right side?
So Bombers inbound, 20 seconds left in half number 1. Hannah Polche trying to draw it out. 13 seconds on the clock. Polche now under 10. She drives inside. Polche goes in, no foul, layup doesn't go, picked up by McDermott. McDermott could make something happen with 1 second. Jumper, McDermott, 3, got it! McDermott, a shot from half court, from the eye of the Ithaca logo. Sierra McDermott gives the Brewers a 34-35 lead at the half. What a shot!
And that is not the way you want to close it here on senior night. Bombers once again find themselves down somehow in this game. It feels like just a few seconds ago you blinked and they were up 10, and now you blink again, you find yourselves down 1. Just an incredible job by Vassar at the end of the quarter, just keeping themselves alive.
The Iron Brewer finalist, the sophomore from San Antonio, hits the impossible shot from the eye of the Ithaca logo, and that's going to send us to the half. We're going to send it back to the WICB studios, where John Falco and Farrell Hudson are with you on your coverage of today's game. Tobias Zabore, Alec Brown, thank you for listening to the first half. We'll be back with half number 2 here on 92 WICB Ithaca, Bombers Radio Network.
City. Back for another half of Ithaca Bombers basketball here at Ben Light Gymnasium. Ithaca did a great job in that second quarter, but still find themselves down one against Vassar. 34-35 is your score. I'm Alec Brown alongside Toby Sabore. And Toby, take me through that first half. What went wrong for Ithaca down that second quarter stretch?
They didn't rebound. The Bombers are being out-rebounded in this game 24-14 by Vassar. And we saw a lot of their shots that weren't able to go in the net. They weren't able to take the ball away and get a second chance point. They didn't get underneath. They let Vassar take it away and move down the court. And that was no bigger than the last shot of the first half. It was a deep shot hit by Hannah Polche, who missed. And Sierra McDermott brought it up underneath the glass, and she had 3 seconds. That was enough time for her to put it up from the eye of the Ithaca logo and give Vassar a lead. The Bombers have to take the ball away from the Brewers.
In order to do that, you got to rebound and got to box out, but it's super hard to box out people like Bellatani, who just want it more. Maybe they don't want it more. Maybe they're just 6'3", like you said. But regardless, you got to box those people out. And looking at their stats, Tova Jelb has been everywhere for this Vassar team. Offense, defense, getting steals, getting rebounds, even getting blocks. And she has almost all the points for this Vassar team, almost has half the points. How do you stop her going into the second half?
Really, you got to use your best players. And when the Bombers were able to lock her down, it wasn't size on size, it was skill on size. You saw Zoraida Ikabalseta make plays against her by getting inside and taking the ball away, because I don't think Yale was able to find that. I think if you use a smaller player like Ikabalseta, who has the ability, who has the skill to make those plays, and then you also pair her up against Cameron Coffey, who was able to make some of those defensive stops in this one. I think that's the key to turning this thing around for the Bombers, getting them on offense more, and really the big key is no sloppy mistakes. There were so many issues where they had the ball down on the other end, and they turn it over either on a bad pass or a bad foul or just a bad move inside. You got to clean those up against Vassar.
And looking at it from Ithaca's shooting side, a tale of 2 days. Yesterday they shot 50% for the free throw line. Today they're a full 100%, obviously only on 2 attempts, but regardless, still impressive. But looking at the three-point stats, yesterday shot above 50% from the three-point line. Today just 33%. Hopefully they can get more shots to fall, especially now that they're not going into that 2-3 zone. It's a lot harder in that man defense, as you know, when a man's in your face instead of coming from that side in the 2-3 zone. Also, speaking of the zone defense, what do you think Ithaca's going to start out on defense-wise?
I think they got to go with that 2-3 zone. We saw it work for them in quarter number 2 early on. That's what let them get that over 10-point lead against Vassar. They put it in his zone, and they were able to get away, and really, they forced Vassar into bad shots. I think that's what they got to do here with that zone. You take that zone, you're going to force the Brewers into a bad shot or two. That's the key.
Not even a bad shot, but sometimes on that charity stripe, we saw a bunch of steals from players like Ikabalseta and Junie Dixon. Just get free ones, and then it turns into fast break points, including Hannah Polche, who is starting for this Ithaca Bombers team in this second half. So a lot of opportunities to be made for the Bombers to come back in this one. 35-34 is a score right now. Vassar and Ithaca will change sides. Vassar going left to right, Bombers going right to left, and Vassar will start with the ball here shortly with Jelb on the inbound. And it looks like it'll be going to Sierra McDermott, who just hit that wonderful shot at the end from way downtown. That was almost Curry range, Toby.
Yeah, her only her first shot that went in on the entire first half. But what a time to make it count. Hit that from probably as far out as you could hit it in a game like this. Sierra McDermott, now look at that as a momentum shifter for her.
McDermott off the screen, finds Jelb over in the left wing, back up to McDermott now. She'll try to set up the play over to Tawny, working on Polche. Finds an open Jelb down below. Polche on the block, looks like there, and she was pushed out of bounds, but it'll be Bombers ball after that push over by Kernick.
Yeah, and that was a call. There was one like that early in the first half where it didn't go the Bombers' way and a push out of bounds. That one does, and I think that's going to be key for Ithaca. It's on those margin plays along the lines, staying in bounds yourself and not turning it over on silly little out-of-bounds plays.
Polche now bringing up the ball here for the Bombers. Looks like they'll set up a few off-ball screens here for Coffey. Now Dixon coming up to the top of the key. We'll see what plays she can make here for either Yorio or Watkins, working on that charity stripe. Now Coffey over in the wing, now on the right corner, over to Polche. Looking for Coffey down below. That one is swatted away by Vassar. McDermott to be more precise, and that'll be out of bounds on the baseline for the Bombers.
Yeah, good defense by the Brewers, swarming underneath, tipping out of bounds, and taking it out of the hands of the Bombers' most prolific shooter, Cameron Coffey.
Polche looking for Dixon on the right corner, gets it in successfully. Coffey looking for somebody, sees the open Watkins down below, but it looks like there'll be a foul call of some sorts. Not too sure what the call was on it. Watkins devastated that she had probably her best look of the night, wide open under the paint.
Yeah, and Tova Gielb put her hands up as soon as the whistle blew on that one.
I believe the call was an off-ball foul on Tani. We're seeing a bunch of those today. Maybe the refs are trying to make a statement with that. So we'll see another out-of-bounds play here for the Bombers. See if they can make it out of this one. Inbound is successful over to Polche. Watkins, time winding down. 1 second left. Coffey does not recognize the time. She didn't realize the shot clock did not reset, and that'd be another turnover for the Bombers. Vassar receives the ball.
Yeah, and you could see the ref at the end of that play. He was holding up a 4 to the scorer's table, and I think that meant 4 on the shot clock rather than 4 on the player who was going to be on us. The Bombers just ran out of time.
Kernick working up top. Now over to the captain in Harvey. Harvey finds an open man in the corner in Gelb. Sorry, that's McDermott. McDermott working on Coffey right now. Now back over to Harvey. Lets it fly for 3. That one just off the front of the rim. Rebound there by Yorio. Bombers ball now. They need those defensive rebounds as much as they can get it. Dixon over to Polche now in the left wing. Swings it over to Coffey. Coffey working on Harvey. Polche now in the right wing. Finds Watkins down below. Watkins can't keep the ball on her hands. It'll be in possession for Vassar. Another turnover for the Bombers early in this one. That's 2 already on the corner. McDermott looking for numbers. Finds an open Harvey down below. She'll drive in, kick it out to Kernick in the right corner. Back over to Harvey. Harvey now in the hands of McDermott at the top of the key, waiting for a play to happen. 10 seconds left here on the shot clock. What can they make out of this play? Not too much going for them right now. Harvey now with the ball on Watkins. Drives in, puts it up from the mid-range, and that one is no good and falls out of bounds. Yorio lets that one go. Bombers ball, 7:53 now. Not too much scoring here, Toby. Just a few points here and there for both teams. Or I don't think any scoring.
Defense is going to be key in this one. So far, no points in the second half. And they're just taking anything inside and getting rid of it for both teams' defenses.
A bit of a slowdown second half here with Dixon now getting the screen from Watkins. Finds Watkins down below. The help does not matter as Watkins slams that one through for the easy layup. Bombers take the 1-point lead, which will be oh so crucial in this ball game. Now we see McDermott coming down hot on Polche. Puts it up from mid-range, and that one has the shooter's touch to go off the front rim and into the basket. We're going to see a lot of lead changes now, as Vassar now has 1-point lead with Coffey working on the left wing on Kernick. Didn't like the contact there. She'll pass out to Watkins on top of the key. Coffey now down below. A little bit of razzle-dazzle, and it swings into the hoop. A little bit of circling in is just good enough for Coffey on her senior day. Now we'll see Vassar take the ball up once again. Lead change back for the Bombers. We'll see a bunch of these this quarter, as I just said. Kernick now working off the screen from Gelb. Yorio, great defense, keeping her hands up. Kernick still working on her. No spin, half spin there. Now we'll see Harvey drive in, puts it up. Tough bucket there. Is just off the mark. Another rebound there by Yorio, and they'll call a foul on Tani.
And now we start to hear the crowd get into it. This is one of the most lively crowds we've seen at the Ben Light Gymnasium for a first half of a basketball doubleheader this year. It's senior day on both sides, and that's going to be key in getting this crowd through. We saw in the men's game yesterday how the crowd impacted a late game scenario. Now I think the women are going to see it in today's game.
A lot of heckling in that last game from Bard in the Ithaca men's basketball game. We'll see how that plays into effect here in this women's game with Vassar taking on the Bombers. Bombers still up 1. Dixon now working on the 3 ball. Just off the back rim there. Rebound, Gelb. She's surrounded by Bombers, and that one is picked up by Coffey. Coffey now over to Dixon. Dixon gets that one swatted away by a few Vassar defenders, and she'll be called for the foul as well. And what could have been an incredible play there from the Bombers off the seal turns into a foul. Now in possession for Vassar with 6:17 on the clock.
And while the foul goes against them, the Bombers did a great job picking it off the ground, not doing the jump ball, because the arrow stays pointing in the Bombers' direction. So anything like that in a crucial situation becomes Bomber ball.
Kernick working off the screen from Tani. Now up with Gelb at the top of the key. Corner 3 from McDermott is good to go. That'll be her second 3 of the day. Another cash money 3 there for McDermott. You saw her first one with that buzzer beater in the first half. Now Dixon working on McDermott. Gets the pass over to Watkins. Watkins once again running through that help defense. It's like they're not even there, and she's just playing by herself, warming up for a game, regardless of that help defense or not. 40-40, all tied up here in the third quarter with 5:36 to go. Now we see Kernick working on the left wing from Gelb once again. Tani at the charity stripe working on Watkins. Takes the dribble in, passes it over into the corner. Gelb No regard for life there on that three ball. She let it fly instinctually. Rebound is for Jillian Payne. Haven't seen her too much in the second half for her first appearance. And Coffey gets that one stripped away from her. That one will stay out of bounds. Almost an incredible steal there from Koenig. That would have been her 20th steal on the season.
Yeah, she tried to make a play on it outside, but her foot was right on the line, and the Bombers catch a break.
Drevna on the inbound, successful to Dickens at the top of the three-point line. My apologies, Dixon. Still working on McDermott. Gets a screen from Coffey on the right side. Sorry, a fake screen there. Can't get the pass to go through, as that one will be swatted away there by Tawny as she gets all of that one. Now ball in the possession of Vassar. We'll see Koenig take this one up, hand it off to McDermott, working on the freshman Drevna now. Not seeing any options. She'll just stop, drop it off to Tawny. Off-ball screen here. Coming around for Tawny. Now Koenig finding somebody. Harvey now working on Coffey. Gets the foul call, and she'll head to the line for two for the first two free throws of this second half.
And it felt like she was going to post up from beyond the key. There was only 9 seconds in the shot clock when she got it. Started to drive inside. She took her shot with 5 on that clock. She gets lucky that there was a foul, because if not, and that doesn't go, you may be looking down either a defensive rebound or a shot clock violation on the Brewers.
Harvey third in Liberty League points per game, first in free throw percentage, and 6 in threes per game with 10 steals. Gets the first free throw to go there. Now takes the 1-point lead.
And she has been cold on free throws today. That's now 3 for 3. And make it 4 for 4.
No commentator's curse there. You're a little bit luckier than me, Toby. Now 2-point lead here for Vassar.
Comes with the
as
belt.
Polche will take this one up. I can only wish, Toby. I can only wish. Now we'll see Payne working on the wing. Dumps it off to Drevna. Polche now working on the left wing. Swings it back over to Drevna. Drevna working off the screen from Yorio. Tries to dump it into Yorio. Another interception for Vassar. These turnovers are killing Ithaca. Fast break here now for Vassar. And it looks like Jelb will take this one all the way. No one guarded her. And that one is stripped away soundly by Polche. What a recovery play there. Harvey now will take it into the hole. And she gets the floater to go.
And another bad pass by Ithaca. They're making decisions to try and move it inside, because that's where the defense has been the weakest, as there's a whistle. Shoe came off for Yorio, but they're making those passes inside, but they're not making a smart pass inside. It feels like they should pass it outside and try and run inside. That's what's worked for Ithaca, not passing inside. That's where those turnovers are coming.
Yorio is still having trouble getting that shoe, and it reminds me a lot of my senior night. Back in 2022 when I took on Martha's Vineyard, I lost my shoe halfway through the third quarter, funny enough, and I end up making a layup with the no shoe. Now we see Yorio working on Tawny, gets the right layup just off the rim there. No good to go there. Incredible defense once again from Tawny, and Yorio will be called for the foul there.
Well, she couldn't quite get that senior day magic, unable to go up with that loose shoe, and then just tried to strip it away, but got her hand too far in.
Always got to double knot those shoelaces, Toby. Now we'll see McDermott and Vassar try to capitalize on this 4-point lead, their largest lead since the first quarter. Now we'll see Koenig, now Ithaca back in the 2-3 zone, gets it in the middle to Jelb, finds an open man at the top of the key, sorry, woman. Now Tawny gets the ball stripped from her as Polche does a great job on the double team with Yorio. Now finds herself in the backcourt, hands it over to the other senior in Dubin. Now Polche tries to get the shot off over the 6'3 Tawny. That one no good to go there. That one will be out of bounds off of Dubin for the Vassar basketball.
Yeah, Dubin backhanded it out of bounds, a mistake by her. And what was another great offensive possession keeps the Bombers down by 4.
McDermott now once again with the ball, working on Polche. Finds someone on the wing. Back over to McDermott. No good on the 3 there. Sorry, that was a pass from Jelb. Now over to Polche. Payne finds an open runner on the middle. Yorio throws that one up, and that one will be called for a foul on Tawny. I believe that might be her 4th personal foul of the game. She has been getting called a bunch in this one.
Yeah, Bella Tawny, and it kind of comes with the size of Tawny. She's a larger player at 6'3", and you go up and you're going to make a play like that, you have to kind of move your hands around, because if you don't, they're going to call that every single time. And now Yorio gets a chance to draw this game a little bit closer and make it a 1-possession game for Ithaca.
Yorio can't get the first one to go. Last year she was an all-academic in the Liberty League. 14th in points per game in the Liberty League. Also 9th in rebounds and 15th in blocks. And does sink the second one. She goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. And now Vassar will look to attack now just with a 3-point lead instead of that 4 that they just had. before the Urio free throws. So now we'll see the ball with Kurik over at the right wing. Swings it back over to Kurnick. And the 2-3 zone is too much for her on that baseline. That one will go out of bounds on Kurnick. Possession for the Bombers.
And that 1-point free throw for Annabella Iorio. She has now reached the 400 career point mark.
Well, congratulations, Annabella. That's an incredible feat. Now Iqbal Seta leading this Ithaca Bombers offense. Drevno working on the wing, swings it back to Iorio, over to Polce on the left wing. Iorio sets the screen for Polce, fades off of it, finds herself between a bunch of Bombers. She'll head right back to the line. We're seeing a bunch of deja vu here now, Toby.
Yeah, that was just a good play by the Bombers that they drew up. They kind of allow Yor to sweep inside, and they knew if she doesn't get it, she's likely to draw a foul as she's moving in. But moving in has been the kind of the kryptonite of this Vassar team, where whenever the Bombers have gone in, they kind of allow that lane to open up. So it's either you close that lane and get a foul, or open it and let Iorio get an automatic too.
Iorio sinks the first this time. This could be her first attempt to go 2 for 2 from the charity stripe and make this a 1-point game for the Bombers. Takes the 2 dribbles, puts up the shot, and that one is just off the back rim. I have to stop talking, Toby. That's my second commentator's curse of the day now for both teams. And the rebound will go to Vassar, and McDermott will lead the offense once again with 2 minutes now on the game clock, 20 on the shot clock. Jelb steps back, puts up the 3, just off the mark there. Long rebound there, goes for Vassar. And Harvey will let this one go over to McDermott on the left wing, working on Drevno. 10 now on the shot clock. It's winding down. Now switches on to Iorio. And Harvey finds himself wide open for 3. That one just off the mark as well. No threes good to go here. Maybe there's something wrong with the rims, or maybe it's just a bad day in the offense for Vassar. Long ball there for Iqbal Seta is intercepted. Jelb finds herself with the ball now on the fast break for Vassar. And now it's in the hands of Harvey, and she'll slow this one down now. Harvey still working on Iqbal Seta, brings it up in the middle to Seekman. Jelb now wants to slow this one down. 15 winding down on the shot clock. Now in the hands of Seekman. In the corner. That one is off the mark, off the hands of McDermott. Rebound for the Bombers. A minute left to go here. Only a few more possessions left here in this third quarter for the Bombers to retain their lead. They're still down by 2. Iqbal Seta will now try to lead this offense. Iorio working on the right free throw line, puts up the right layup. Looks a little bit awkward there, not using the left hand. That one is off the mark there. Now Vassar is pushing the pace now. And that one we'll see in the hands of Ahern. And Drevna tries to get the pass there, intercepted, and Polce will elect to foul Jelb, as it would have been a 5-on-4 on the fast break.
Yeah, and you saw in that one, Drevna trying to make a play on it on the backside. She was trying to pick it off and take it back on the quarter. Would have been a 1-on-1. Instead, Polce reads her hands in, and it just cannot get the ball dislodged without drawing a foul.
Subs coming in now for the Bombers. We'll see Payne, Watkins, and Dixon check into this game late with just 40 seconds on the game clock. 19 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Inbound is successful for Vassar. Great pump fake there. And 1 for Ahern. Off the incredible pump fake, got Julie Payne in the air like she didn't care at all. And now she finds herself at the charity stripe for 1 to go. And to complete the 3-point play here for Vassar, now they take a 4-point lead with 36 seconds to go.
Sorry, like that was a smart play by Maddie Ahern. She could have had a 3 wide open, but she took the more guaranteed shot inside. She's not going to get the 3 points on that, but still a great play to attempt at it.
Most likely the last offense possession here for the Bombers. Not too much separating shot on game clock. This will be about 5 seconds. We'll see if Iqbal Seta can make anything here happen late. Now Payne finds herself at the top of the key. Iqbal Seta working on the right wing. Finds a wide open Coffee. She'll put it up, and that one is just off the right side of the rim. Rebound for Vassar. There is no more shot clock, and it looks like McDermott will try to take this one and get a quick bucket before the quarter ends. She's running around that baseline. Time winding down. Harvey wide open for 3 at the top of the key. That one is just off the rim, and she'll be fouled down below. That is Jelb, who could not hit the layup. She looks 6-pointer with herself, but she'll head to the free throw line for 2 in what could be the final possession for Vassar of this third quarter.
And Vassar already up by 4. They're going to try and make it up by 6 heading into the quarter break, and they have turned on the Jets here in half number 2.
Jelb, a more quiet scoring third quarter as she does hit her 17th point of the game and her first of the second half. 2.6 seconds ago as she takes her second one from Sharon, Massachusetts, my hometown. Gets second one to go, now 18 points on the day, leads the entire game in scoring. 1 second left. Ichabod Seta will put up a prayer, and that one is just off the mark there. 42 for the Bombers, 48 for Vassar. They lead by 6 heading into the fourth quarter. Toby, not the best offensive output we've seen from the Bombers, just scoring 8 points this third quarter. What do they have to do to pick it up in this fourth?
Well, really, they're going to have to box out Vassar. You know, they kind of cleaned up those sloppy turnovers, which, great job. That's what you had to do it the first time. Now you're allowing Vassar to get inside, and they're almost taking the easy layup every single time. The Bombers have to go inside, take it away, and then on the other end, take the smart shot. Don't make a bad shot for three to try and earn it all back at once. It's no matter what going to be a multi-possession game, so go for the easier two to get yourself back in this bit by bit, brick by brick, build your way into it, and don't, force that bad shot that won't go.
Toby, I think a great idea for the Bombers would be is to start putting on the press a little bit. This Vassar team is very top 5 heavy. They love to work with their big 5 out there. Always the starters of Jelb, Tawny, even though Tawny may come take a seat shortly. But regardless, they have a bunch of players, or very, very few players that play a bunch of minutes. So why not try to tire them out even more? Try putting on a little bit of press. And I don't think it'd be too worried breaking it, because Ithaca has some incredible guard defenders that can handle it.
Yeah, and I will say another thing the Bombers have to do, clean up the slop. You have allowed 11 points on free throws today. You take away those 11 free points, you're leading this game. They have given Vassar the lead on a silver platter. You got to take that and stop that.
10 minutes left in this ball game. Fourth quarter starts now on the game clock. Now Dixon finds herself on the right wing, over to Ichabod Seta on the left, working on Jelb. Coffee back up top, pump fake once again. Coffee takes it in hard to Tawny, gets her own rebound, and then draws the foul on McDermott for the first 2 free throws of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and it felt like with that first one, Coffee was just trying to draw a foul, because if not, that is a 0% chance shot. She was going up against that brick wall and just could not get it down. Second time, though, she is able to draw that foul, and now she gets to take 2 from the line.
Coffee not short herself at 5'11", when you're going at someone as tall as Tawny in 6'3". Very difficult to get that shot off, no matter how skilled you are at this wonderful game of basketball. Coffee does miss the first one here. This one would bring the lead just to 5 if she can make it. And she can. Nothing but net on that one. Great job there by Coffee, sinking the second one, not being phased by the first. Vassar now with the ball, and we'll see McDermott, once again the point guard, take this one up for Vassar. Looking for Tawny in the middle. Off ball for Jelb. Now it takes the screen from Tawny. Mismatch now for Tawny down below. We'll see if that comes into effect shortly. Harvey up top working on Dixon. Steps back. No numbers there. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Jelb let it fly from deep, and that one is no good. Great rebound there by Ichabod Seta, using all the fundamentals, leading the fast break. June Dickens on the wing. That one is hit out of bounds there by Jelb. Once again, finding herself on every single cylinder of this basketball court on the hardwood floor.
Yeah, and the first blow was against the Bombers, but now it's going to go, the tip goes against Vassar, so Bombers get to hang on to it. Good job by Gelm just to knock it out and keep it out of the hands of Yorio underneath.
Polche looking for somebody, finds Dixon in the left corner, guarded by Jelb. It feels like Jelb's guarding everyone in this ball game. Dixon, no numbers. Coffee down below to Yorio. Yorio puts up the floater, no good there. The right-handed touch just off the rim. Vassar now with the basketball. McDermott working on Dixon down below, no numbers. She'll bring it back out for 20 seconds on the shot clock. Waves off.
To that offensive possession, Ichabod Seta was wide open beyond the arc. You wonder why they didn't pass it to her.
Jelb working on Ichabod Seta, drives right, puts it up, no good. Rebound for Jelb, gets it to go that time. Once again, these offensive rebounds for Vassar have been crucial for their offense. If they can't get it done the first time, they'll do that second time. It feels like almost every time, Toby. Now Coffee on the left wing. Finds Yorio down below. Yorio having some trouble making her layups in the paint. She gives this one up to Polche. Polche has a wide open Dickens on that right wing. Takes it herself just off the mark there. Vassar rebound. They have all the momentum right now. Now we have McDermott driving down. No one's picking her up. She'll take the easy points. Not even. She can't hit that one. That one is right off the rim. When she took that one in the paint, rebound Polche. Now over to Ichabod Seta at the top of the key, and it'll be a timeout call for Raymond and the Bombers.
Ithaca has to find their wide open players. We already said that Zoraida Ikabalseto is wide open, and you talked about Junie Dixon being wide open on the far side for a three. She was begging for the ball. She had her hands out. She was trying to signal to anyone, send it my way. I've got a wide open three. No one within feet of me. I can hit that. They did not see it, and that's going to be a problem for this Bombers offense. They are not reading the open threes, and that's going to cause them problems today.
Sometimes my inner coach does come out when I'm calling games, as I used to coach some basketball back in the heyday in high school. I coached a championship rec team back in the day. There were a bunch of fourth graders that I did lead to the promised land, and sometimes that does come out of me at my best when I'm calling games here in the wonderful Ben Light Gymnasium. With 7:51 to go, Bombers find themselves down 7. Still a bunch of ball games to play. That's a lot of life in a basketball game. And who else to do it besides the Bombers? We saw them yesterday just crank threes left and right. They put up 91 points in that ball game yesterday against Bard. Obviously different level of competition, but regardless, they can hit threes. I know they can hit threes. You know they can hit threes, Toby.
Yeah, and I was going to say, part of that is a different competition. Bard, a lot different than this Vassar defense, but yeah, you know you just did it yesterday. I will say, important thing to note right now, Hannah Polche has gone to the bench. She's getting work on her ankle as the Bombers sub out her, appears like they've brought back in Drevna for her.
And now we'll see Dixon working on the wing here for the Bombers. Now back up to Watkins at the top of the key. Now Ichabod set at the top of the key. Watkins could have got the entry pass there, but that one is intercepted once again by Jelb. It feels like she has to have over 5 steals on the game. She has been incredible so far. Now McDermott working for this Vassar offense. Tawny up at the middle. Jelb running around. She'll catch this one. Takes it into Dixon. That one will be swatted away. Get that weak stuff out of here, Dixon says. And that one will be out of bounds here for Vassar.
And she just stuck her hand up and knocked it down. Big play by Junie Dixon. They get to reset the defense and try and move the ball the other way.
Might not be the same size as Tawny, but had a Tawny-like block there as Tawny catches it on the right corner there. Now Harvey finds herself in a weird position in between the three-point line and free throw line. Jelb calling for the stream from Tawny. She gets it, working on Dixon now. And Tawny had the very tiny Ichabod Seta on her, but that one is still no good to go. Great hands-up defense there from Ichabod Seta. Rebound for the Bombers. Coffey fakes the three once again, takes the lefty layup, and that one is good to go. Bombers audience now loving it. This is a 5-point ball game for the Bombers. Now McDermott will work on Coffey, who just got the left-handed layup to go. Tawny once again in that charity stripe range. Finds Harvey, makes a move on Drevna. Now on Watkins, puts up a prayer and a half. And they'll call the over-the-back foul on the much larger Tawny. A little bit of a bailout there for the Bombers, but I'm sure they'll take it as time is winding down here. 6:38 to go. Bombers down 5, still 45-50.
Yeah, Bombers need a run to go their way, and they're starting to put some points back up on the board. But right now, they really just need another shot to go and to keep the momentum on defense.
And who better to find the open shot than Ichabod Seta, one of the team's best passers, dumps it off to Dixon. Dixon now working on Seekman. Now Dixon will shoot it over Seekman for the 3-ball, and that one hits nothing but net. Bombers crowd once again is rallied up now as this is a 2-point ball game against the Bombers. Vassar now find themselves in a little bit of deep water, but still maintain the lead. McDermott will try to hold down the offense regardless. Now ball with Harvey on the left wing. Seekman working on Watkins over now in the right wing to McDermott. Gets the switch onto Watkins. Now over to Seekman in the middle as she finds herself wide open under the paint for 2 points. 4-point ball game against the Bombers now. This one is going very back and forth here. We'll see if the Bombers can continue their momentum now as Ichabod Seta does have the ball. Hands off to Watkins now. Watkins driving in. Puts up a fake with the left hand scoop, and she'll be fouled.
Good job drawing the foul for the Bombers. Now you get to go to the line. It's exactly what you need. If you want to get points, take every opportunity you can and force Vassar into those fouls and those mistakes.
Now, Toby, let me tell you something about Anya Watkins. I don't think I've ever seen her miss a shot that badly in her life, so she had to have been fouled. Watkins this year 7th in rebounds per game. Gets the first one to go. Lead cut down to just 3. Keeps this a 1-possession game. It's a little bit harder for with the and 1-3. Still have to keep it into count. Watkins puts it up. That one just swivels out of there. Rebound for Vassar. Still a 3-point ball game here. Vassar looking to pick up the pace here a little bit as Bombers do. Let's slow it down a little bit more. And McDermott will keep it at the top. Time winding down here still. 5 minutes, 29 seconds, 17 on the shot clock. Harvey passes it over to Jelb. Jelb over to McDermott. McDermott slices in between two defenders and can't get it to roll in. Rebound Watkins. What an incredible move there by McDermott. Shame it couldn't get to go. That could have been our highlight reel, but now we'll see the ball with Dixon. Over to Watkins. Over with the shorter Jelb on her. Let's see if she puts the work on her. She will. Pass it over to Ichabod Seta, who puts up the fake. Now dumps it down to Watkins. Watkins with the left hand. Can't get it to go. And a rebound will go to Vassar. Incredible job swarming around Watkins there. Now Vassar on the return. Jelb finds herself down below, working on two Ithaca defenders. Puts it up, and that is no good, but the foul will be called on Yoria.
The Bombers are going to hope for some luck at the free throw line. Again, you're only trailing by 3, but against this Vassar team, they have not been able to string points together ever since the first quarter.
Jelb at the line. Sinks the first one, nothing but net there. She is on pace now for 20 points. If she can get this one good to go, would be the first 20-point performer of the night. And she gets to go without a doubt. Jelb now up to 20 points.
And she's had 8 rebounds, and she's only 2 away from a double-double on this day. And you look at Vassar, they're trying to prove that last night's game was only a fluke, and they want to say that they've got enough momentum going to this Liberty League tournament to be the clear favorites to win out, and likely they'll anyways host a playoff series.
Ichabod Seta working on the left wing, gets a screen from Yorio. Yorio now working on the smaller defender, puts it up and good to go off the right side of the glass. 3-point ball game, 4:30 left to go. McDermott once again will bring up the ball. Who other than McDermott? Now calls off the defender. Screen coming from Jelb. Still in the hands of McDermott. Now in the left corner to Ahern. Ahern now over to Harvey on the right wing. Tries to put the move on Dixon. She has nothing going for her right now. Puts up the left hand. Prayer. Prayer is unsung there. Rebound for the Bombers. Ichabod Seta will now be working on Harvey. Calls for the screen in Yorio. Yorio now finds herself at the top of the key. Dumps it off to Ichabod Seta. Gets herself in the post. Yorio now looking for numbers. She'll now square up. Puts it up, and that one she will be fouled on once again. And she'll find herself right back at the safety stripe where she's been a bunch in this game.
Yorio 2 for 4 when she's gone to the line. Hoping to get some more numbers on there and get the Bombers now what would be, if she makes one, within 2, if she makes both within 1, a back and forth contest.
Yorio hits the first, hits off the rim twice, but it is good to go. You love that shooter's touch, Toby. Takes the 2 dribbles, puts it up, and that one is good to go. We have a 1-point ball game here now. Vassar still up 1 with the ball, and 3:40 left to go. Time still ticking, but the Bombers keep fighting. Now the ball in the hands of Seekman. Seekman working on Yorio, hands it off over to Ahern. Now Ahern receives the ball back. Sorry, that's Seekman at the free throw line. It looks like McDermott will put up the free throw line shot, and that one is no good to go in the hands of Yorio. Bombers, if they hit the shot on this offensive possession, will take the lead, and we'll see if Polche and the Bombers can do that here now. Yorio finds herself at the top of the key, over to Dixon. Dixon, without a doubt, puts it up, and that one is no good. Long rebound goes to Vassar, and it ends up in the hands of Kernick. We're seeing a lot of subs here now for Vassar, and so they can save their players for this final few minutes. 3 minutes here left to go and counting. Seekman now at the free throw line. Kernick comes around, puts it up, and that is a fundamental shot if I've ever seen one, off the right corner there, or right elbow, I should say. And Vassar now takes a 3-point lead. Dixon looks to go take the easy layup, but a timeout will be called by Coach Raymond before that happens. 53-56 ball game here. Bombers still down 3 with 2:42 left.
Yeah, and Dan Raymond had to take that timeout. You've got 4 in the bag before he made that move. You're only down by 3 in this game. Remember, Ithaca has not had the lead since McDermott hit that 3 from the logo to end the half in the first. You got to stop yourself. Slow down. Don't force this game. If you force it, you're going to make mistakes. We've seen that a lot in this game. Slow down. Take your time. Put your foot off the gas. Let the play develop. Don't try to make something happen. That's the key right now. And I think that's what Raymond has to be telling the huddle.
Before the inbound happens, Toby, what's the play here for the Bombers?
I think the play is just drain as much clock as you can before hitting the easy shot. You've got 2:56, and right now Vassar's a little bit cold. Take your time, let the play develop, then make something happen. Don't try to force it immediately.
We'll see if your idea comes into fruition as we see Yorio maybe catching the ball on the left block shortly, and she does, as she is fouled there by McDermott. Those foul calls will come up shortly. That is the 15th foul already for Vassar, and Yorio will head to the free throw line once again.
Yeah, and for McDermott, again, just putting her hand up at the wrong time. And if you're Ithaca, you want to take time. If you're Vassar, you want Ithaca to take as much time and make as many bad plays as possible. Now you're giving him a shot at the line to get some opportunity.
Yorio unfortunately did miss the first one there. Still a 3-point ball game. Hits the second. 2-point ball game now in favor of Vassar still. McDermott will now bring up the ball. 2 minutes and 30 seconds is on the game clock. Tawny now receives the ball back in the game at the free throw line. Back over to Kernick. Kernick now working on Yorio. Tries to get it to Tawny, but that one is somehow too high of a pass for her. Standing at 6'3" and all, that one goes out of bounds. Ball now for the Bombers. If they hit this one, it is a tie ball game. 3-pointer gets them the lead. We'll see if Polche can do that so.
I don't think Vassar saw that pass. That's why they missed it.
Drevna now working on the right wing. Coffee finds Uri down below, and that one is a very symmetrical play as that one goes out of bounds. Turnover by the Bombers. That is a crucial play there for Vassar, who most likely want to keep this lead. Because that's how you win basketball games, Toby.
Yeah, and for Ithaca, again, they were too fast on it. That's what I said. You slow it down. They wouldn't have made that play had they taken their time.
Jelb receives the ball off the handoff from Tawny. Almost took the shot from the free throw line. That would have been a good one. Now over to Kernick. Lets it fly from deep, and that one is nothing but net. What a shot there down the line. A minute 30 left. Bombers now down 5, and that is a crucial shot from Vassar. Screen by Yorio, receives the ball back, puts it up, and that one is no good. Juan, the foul call there as he falls to the floor, but that one will have a no call. Jell will now bring up the ball here for Vassar. Time winding down here, only a minute separating the shot clock and game clock. Not too much time left here in this one. Ithaca has to start pressing if they want to make a late comeback, but better late than ever. Now Vassar still with the ball. Kernick getting the screen from Tawny. Finds Tawny down below, wide open, as that one almost looked to be rejected by Yorio before she took the people's elbow to the face.
Yeah, and that one a tough play as she just went inside. And it feels like any points here going to be dangerous for the Bombers. If Tawny makes both of them, it's a 3-possession game no matter what.
And Yorio tried to come away with a block, but instead she went with the MMA elbow instead. It happens to the best of us. You know, you try to get there a little bit too late. Tawny hits the first one. 6-point game now for Vassar. Puts up the second one. That one goes up and in.
And that
3
feels
dribbles
like
off
the
the rim.
dagger.
Unless Ithaca Bombers have a miracle in them on senior night, Coach Raymond will take the timeout. Bombers need a miracle and a half here at Ben Light Gymnasium on WICB Radio here. I'm Alec Brown alongside Toby once again. 1 minute is all she has left here in this one in this fourth quarter. Ithaca still down 7. Toby, what is the play call now? You obviously need a 3-pointer.
Yeah, you got to get something out. And what I was saying earlier about taking your time, wipe that board clean. You have to make this 3, and you have to make it fast, because if you take your time, you're not going to have enough time to get the ball back. At this point, you need at least 1 3, possibly 2, likely 2. So I say bring the play out, get something in the corner. You know you've got Cameron Coffey. Coffey, one of the best 3-point shooters in Ithaca basketball history. Send it out to her. I think that play has to be feed it to Coffey, feed it to Igabal Seta. One of them is going to have to make the play go for the Bombers.
I don't think Junie Dixon would be a bad play call either. 1 minute left on the inbound for Dixon. Gets it into Polche. Let's see if the Bombers can make a play here. Coffey working on the left elbow. Igabal Seta receives 2 screens. Tries to find Rio down below, and that one is swiveled up, but a foul call will be on Vassar. And it looks like Ahern is not content with that call whatsoever, and I probably wouldn't be either.
Yeah, Maddie Ahern felt like that should not have been on her. Now the Bombers get 2 key shots at the line. 3 points, key if you're Ithaca to come back in this one.
Yorio let that one go a little bit too fast. Should have stuck to the routine there. 2 dribbles may have not been enough for that first miss there. Vassar still leads by 7. Can Yorio make the second one? Yes, she can. 6-point ball game now, as subs will be made here for the Bombers. Drevna comes in for Igabal Seta. 51-3 left to go here. Jelb on the inbound, gets it in to McDermott. Tries to go for the steal there. Polche can't get it, and now a fast break here for Vassar in the corner now. They're playing scramble ball, and Polche does get the intentional foul off. And Vassar will head to the free throw line. It looks like this one will end with the free throw game with 44-9 left to go on the game clock.
Yeah, and I don't know if she wanted to make that foul happen because as of right now, they're not in shooting territory. And it didn't look like Raymond and their assistants were any too happy with that call.
Looks like 2 more 4 free throws as the immediate foul by Polche happens on that inbound on Tawny. And I believe 1 more foul call will get them to the free throw line.
Yeah, they're at 14 fouls right now. 1 more gets Vassar into the bonus. So they're going to inbound, and it looks like whoever they send it to, the Bombers are going to swarm and just try and send Vassar to the line, hoping that they miss their free throws and get back in this one.
Jelb on the inbound with 43-8 left. Finds an open McDermott in the backcourt, and Polche once again will foul. She just picked up 3 quick fouls, and hopefully she can retain in this game as she's one of the crucial pieces for this Bombers defense and offense.
Yeah, that's her 4th foul in the day, and a great job by Vassar to pass it all the way to the other end of the sideline, the midcourt line, and run out as much clock before that foul as possible. You take a lot away from Ithaca when you do that.
Ichabod said it comes in for Drevno. Once again, that offensive-defensive substitution with 42 and 2/10 of a second remaining. McDermott at the line shooting 2 in the dead silent gymnasium. Maybe it'll get a little bit rowdier on this next free throw. She does miss the first one. Still a 6-point ball game. That is 2 3-pointers. Hopefully my math is right there. I'm pretty sure it is. She hits the second. 7-point ball game now, and Raymond will call another timeout with 42 and 2/10 of a second left to go.
Yeah, and Raymond's just going to try and send it. You see them drawing up the play with their players right there, right in front of us here in the catwalk of the Ben Light Gymnasium. Bombers got to hit a 3 right now, and then you hope to foul, and you hope that they don't make too much off of those shots. But right now, you do have to hit it from beyond the arc. And I think you've got Ichabod, you've got Dixon, you've got Coffey. One of those 3 is going to have to make the big play right now.
And the big play indeed will be the 3 ball, as that will cut it to a 5-point lead. You get the steal, another 3-pointer, 2-point lead. It's a lot to ask for, but if there's anyone that can do it, it's this Bombers team on senior night. It would be a senior night miracle, Toby.
And
now
this Bombers team, not opposed to miracles. They've done plenty in the past.
A bunch of buzzer beaters and big plays from the Bombers this season. We'll see if Polche can get the ball into Coffey. Who else other than Coffey hit a big shot? It could be her. Gets off of Tawny. That one, it will be a foul call on Kernick as she'll head to the line for 2, hoping she can make both and make this a 5-point ball game.
I actually don't think the foul was a bad play here by Vassar. You take the 3 ball away from Ithaca and you limit them to 2. All you want to do right now is take away as many points as possible from the Bombers, and I think that's a good play.
Well, the play here for Coffey is make the first one, miss the next, which will be very difficult to do as this is a very good rebounding team in Vassar. It would have to be a miracle of a miss. You want to hit it right off that front rim. We'll see if Coffey can do that here shortly. Goes for the make and set. They'll start off the press, and Julian Payne comes in this game for Polche. Polche gets a little bit of rest here, so she doesn't foul out of this game.
Yeah, and I think for the Bombers, that's just the play where you want to take away some of that nervousness on the rebound.
Payne gets the foul off in time, and we'll see McDermott head to the free throw line shooting 2. Still a 5-point ball game with 35 and 4/10 of a second left to go here.
Yeah, Payne's first foul, and that's why they brought her in right there. She's not in foul trouble at all. Bring her in, make her get the foul, and now you bring in your shooters in Polche and Ichabod, who were in foul trouble.
Number 15, Sierra McDermott.
McDermott once again, Jib dead silent as she hits the dagger right there. That could potentially be the end-all be-all right there. Now it is a 6-point ball game. A few touches off the rim, and that is the second one to go. Timeout once again for the Bombers as this one is being drawn out, and Raymond slams the and slams the board down to the ground, as that might be the count right there. 7-point ball game with 35 and 4/10 of a second left to go. I don't know how Ithaca has this many timeouts. I feel like we've seen 5 in the last minute.
Well, that was their last one that Dan Raymond had, but yeah, he is none too pleased right there. And you really have to feel that the early free throws that they allowed Vassar to get, it kind of hampered the Bombers in this one, and now their shots weren't going. Vassar played inside, took away the deep 3. They could do it, but with no timeouts and down by what you are, it would take a miracle of miracles, and Raymond understands that. Bombers know what their spot is in the tournament. They know they're going to be that 3 seed. They know they're going to get a Tuesday night game here at home. Their one hope was to get in here and, clip Vassar's wings a little bit and prove to themselves that they could. I think you got to take a positive out of this game, however. You still came in close against Vassar no matter what the final score is. And if without the free throws, I think the Bombers do a lot better in this one. It's just they couldn't control themselves early on in this game.
As the Bombers now come back on the court with a brand new play designed on that whiteboard that miraculously is in one piece. We'll see if Coffee can make the correct pass here. 35 4/10 of a second left to go. Still a 7-point ball game. Polche gets the ball inbounds. Coffee now in the left corner, puts it up, and that one is swatted away there by who other else than Bellatani, the 6'3" center for Vassar. Now 29 9/10 of a second left. Clock still keeps winding down, and Ithaca is slowly running out of time. We'll see what the play here is now with Polche on the inbound. Bombers trying to get open here. Swings it out over into Dixon. Dixon steps back, has nothing, puts up a pair and a half, and that one is just off the mark there. Coffee tries to put one up, can't get her to go. Her own rebound, and that one will be a foul call, and she'll head to the line shooting 2 once again.
You had to hit one of those, and now you still get a chance to do a 1 miss and bring out for a 3. But it feels like missing those opportunities were key against the Bombers, and who else are you going to put up against the Bombers' best 3-point shooter than your biggest player in Bellatani?
Coffee hits the first 6-point ball game now with 21 6/10 of a second left to go here. 58 64. Can Coffee get the crucial miss that they need? They do have Ani Watkins and Yorio in for this rebound, and that one does sink in. 5-point ball game. Immediate inbound to McDermott, and she is fouled by Dixon. She'll head back to the free throw line with now 20 7/10 of a second remaining. And this is the longest basketball minute I've ever seen in my entire life, Toby.
Yeah, just another one where end of the game scenario, these teams so close, and I think it's just going to keep fouling. At this point, I get it, you're only down by, what is it now, 5? It's a close game, but I think you got to play and trust your defense at a certain point and not give Vassar the free points.
As McDermott hits the first free throw there, brings it back up to a 6-point ball game. Still 20 seconds remaining here on the game clock. Hits the second. Coffee immediately takes the ball and inbounds it into Polche. Polche looking for numbers quickly as time is winding down. 17 seconds remaining. Polche will take the free points here. Thought she got fouled, but Yorio gets the ball back. Polche will just put up the quick one. That one no good to go there either, and that one is tipped out of bounds there by Vassar in Kernick. 8 seconds left here on the game clock for the Bombers.
They'll have it, but as you said, 8.4 seconds. And now I feel like at this point you're just playing for brownie points and just trying to say, hey, look in the box score, we didn't get beat that bad.
And the brownie is nowhere to be found as Drevna can't catch that ball off the inbound. It will go to Vassar. And it is a 6-point ball game still with 6.5 seconds remaining. It'll be Gelb on the inbound. Not too sure what the referees are checking. Maybe it is the amount of time on the clock.
It looks like it as they are adjusting the clock. And Athletics puts 8.4 back on the clock.
Now 8.4 seconds. And this one will just be held here by McDermott, as that will be the ball game. 66 for Vassar, 59 for the Bombers. An unfortunate defeat in the fourth quarter. They couldn't make the comeback they oh so needed. But regardless, a wonderful performance by the Bombers on senior night. We saw a bunch of great seniors here tonight for the Bombers make some crucial impacts in this game, but it just wasn't enough for the oh so powerful Vassar. Toby, what are your final thoughts on the game?
Ithaca gave up way too many free points. Those free throws doomed them in this ball game. I think in the future they know they can beat